There were a lot of changes heading into the 2024 season for Syracuse ice hockey. Sure, they bid farewell to 13 players from last year's squad and said hello to 12 new ones. However, the team's most inspiring and impactful addition was this new superfan, Emmy. 6-year-old Emelia Phillips was diagnosed with spina bifida before her birth, a condition less than 25,000 people battle with globally. However, after Emmy was born, her parents, Christine and Matt, noticed that their daughter's life would become even more complex.
Again, at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, who'd taken such good care of us before. And within just a couple months of that initial appointment, we had a Cas gene disorder diagnosis. What do you want to say? So we got her diagnosis when she was about a year and 8 months old. And at that point, that's when we learned that her life was going to look much more different than what we had initially thought, and then thought alongside spina bifida, and then continued to think during that point with all the therapies and all the appointments and all the things that we were doing.
While her little sister Andy might not want to give her the spotlight, Emmy is just one of 2 known people on Earth to be diagnosed with both of these conditions. So while her medical history may separate her from nearly every other person on the planet, she shares a lot in common when it comes to the world's favorite pastime.
She gets very fixated onto TV when there's sports on, whether it's football. Usually it would be football or basketball is when we know she'd be just completely transfixed on the TV watching the games and stuff. It would actually, there were times where she would be upset about something, and if her music wasn't the thing that was calming her down, I would put on highlights of a basketball game and she would watch it. And so it was really, I don't know how old she was, but
Really little.
I can remember during COVID when the college basketball season started up, and she was just she was sitting on my lap and just completely so excited that there were games back on.
And she's always yelled and squealed at the appropriate times of the games, which is funny. It's another running joke in our family is it took me 10 years to get Matt to stop yelling at sports on TV, and along came Emmy. And here we go, back to yelling at the TV, huh?
Yeah.
As Emmy's obsession grew, her parents realized they had to find a way to get her more involved in sports. And that's where Team Impact came in. The program matches children facing serious illness or disabilities with a college sports team near them. So now the only question for the fateful family was, which Syracuse squad would be right for Emmy?
We got a call that we'd been matched with the Syracuse women's ice hockey team. And Matt and I knew approximately 0 about ice hockey prior to Emmy's match. We know about 1% more now than we did. As soon as we heard she was with the ice hockey team, Matt and I just kind of looked at each other and we were like, that's perfect. It's inside, it's loud, it's chaotic. It's exactly what Emmy loves. And it's just been the best experience.
Once the girls met Emmy, she fit right in. In fact, the team loved their new addition so much, they dedicated an entire game to her, and they called it Emmy's Day.
That was an incredible day. And I think it's a day that we'll probably never forget. Just every little touch that the team put together. I remember we're still here at home getting ready to leave for the game. And I remember Matt being like, did you see Instagram? And so I look at the Instagram story and the girls are all walking in with shirts that they each made for Emmy. We had no idea that was coming. And so even just from that first little gesture, it was just a day of shock and surprises beyond what we already knew. And what we already knew was a very special setting for her to begin with. We always sat in the same seats at the game every single week, and it was the perfect seats because Emmy's wheelchair fit perfectly in the little jut out of the bleachers, and they had that area all roped off for us so that way nobody would sit in our spots. And decorated for Emmy. And we still have those decorations hanging in Emmy's bedroom actually several months later. But even that, knowing that we weren't going to be in those seats from the beginning because she was dropping the puck and we were going in the locker room ahead and all of that, having them set up and ready for us was a nice, really sweet touch.
Winning that game was also really nice too, to just kind of put the cap on a perfect day for Emmy. The only thing I wish we did that day was give a warning to Tatum, who skated Emmy out on the ice, that Emmy might
Squeal.
a little bit during the national anthem. So it was really funny to see the reactions from Tatum. And I think AK.
AK, yeah.
Too. They were like, "Is she good?" I'm like, "No, she's good."
However, it didn't seem like there needed to be any warning at all. In fact, it was hard to tell who had more fun on the ice, Emmy or team captain Tatum White. The grad student was ecstatic to spend her final season at Syracuse alongside her new best friend.
And it's just been amazing. She has been the glue that holds our team together throughout the year. She's always there at our home games, and she always comes on the road with us too sometimes. So she's just like, we always play for her game in and game out. She's really become a huge, important member of our team, and their family's amazing. Like, they always show up and they support. They come in and give us fist bumps after games, and she just always puts a smile on everyone's face. It's been so amazing.
Emmy seems to be a master at brightening everyone else's day. But when it comes to making her laugh, Andy knows her biggest weakness.
How do you make her laugh? Go ahead. Is there anything you want to say to the camera? Say, go Cuse.
We got a long few months until the season starts.
Say, Cuse Ice.
Looking forward to it.
Tell the camera. Say, Cuse Ice.
With next season already on the horizon, the Phillips family plans on coming back to their signature seats right here. It's safe to say Emmy has found her home away from home here in the Tennessee Ice Pavilion. Ben Chadwick, Citrus TV.